Go find out where the RV is, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, quick little backstory is I've actually got this job in my 20s, well, when I was 20, and it's kind of been an on and off job, and I just started this last week back. So my oldest son, Julian, is 16 years old right now. He'll be 17 in a month. Anyways, when I first started this job, I was 20, so my son was an infant, and I mean, he was a couple months old. And when I got this job, the way I heard of it is through my son's dad, because we were still together, and he worked at Freightliner, and these guys would come down to Freightliner and detail and wash the Freightliner trucks. And he told me that these guys were looking for some help, and I thought he was joking, because I was like, that just sounded so odd to me, like a pressure washing job for me. I don't know, it just seemed like kind of weird. But I listened to him, and I went down to Freightliner while they were there, and I walked up, little old me, to these two big guys. I mean, compared to me, it just didn't look like I would be a good fit. I almost thought it was a joke. And they were serious, and I got a job. And I was working with them on and off for a long time. Like, I honestly couldn't even tell you how long altogether that I've worked for them. And even at one point, I got fired for like something that I didn't even do. Or it wasn't like, he thought the reason I was late, that's why I got fired, because I was late. But I was late because at this time, while working for them, I was no longer with my son's dad, because we had gotten into pretty bad physical fights. And it took everything I had in me to leave him, but I felt like it was the best thing for me to do. And somehow, I mean, it was like the hardest thing to do, but at the same time, it was the easiest, because I had this little baby that I had to make sure was okay. So at this time, on one of the weekends that I was supposed to work, I went with my baby. I was going to drop him off to his dad's, and he was there, but he wouldn't answer the door. So he blew me off, and it screwed my job over that weekend. So when I had actually brought my baby with me to work, they told me that I was fired, because they thought what happened. They thought like I stayed up all night partying, because I mean, I was young, but that's not at all what had happened. And I mean, they would have known the truth if I would have actually been telling them some of the things that was going on in my personal life. But I wanted to kind of keep business and not mix my personal life with that. So anyways, what had actually happened that day, I was so ticked off that I got fired for something that wasn't even real or true. And I went to the college, because I always kind of thought about being a firefighter. And I kid you not, I went and talked to the counselor, and he had the nerve to look me in my eyes and tell me that I'm too small and I should probably reconsider thinking about being a firefighter because I'm really small and you have to be really strong to do all that stuff. And then he went on to tell me like what you have to do, and you have to be really strong to hold the hose and all this stuff. And I mean, I'm not kidding you, like that's bullcrap. Like, I'm pretty tough physically and mentally. I've been through a lot of different traumatic things in my life, and I've dealt with things that people wouldn't even, have to deal with in a normal life. So I'm pretty tough cookie, and that was pretty hard to hear someone tell me that I can't do something that I want to do just because of their views. And it was hard for someone to judge you, just based on your size. It's not good to judge people. But yeah, that happened. But I mean, I'm back and doing it again. Another little story or backstory, if you want to call it that, is that one of the guys that was working with my boss is my boyfriend now's uncle. So I didn't know at that time that my boyfriend was working for these guys, for this company. But that is actually how I met my boyfriend. I met him a long time ago. I met him when my 16-year-old son now was a infant. So I've known him for a while, and we've been together for over 6 years. Yeah.
underneath. Back under it a little bit. I don't think it's going to get better.
All right.
That's 48 gallons of propane. The fuel tank